Let's have a look on the rest of Shaman. Let's go straight for the point. So stats, well, I'm below item level. But critical is the most important. Second one is versatility. Third one is haste. Mastery can be even 0. It's probably not possible because some set piece will have some mastery. That is how it usually is, yep. But if you can have it. On paper, mastery is really good. In reality, it's a little bit worse. Maybe much worse. So yeah, critical, the most important stuff. Behind it, versatility. Third one, haste. Haste, you want to go high enough so you don't feel like you don't have time to heal. But you want to go low enough so you don't run out of mana. So I guess I have a little bit too much, like 8,000. It's like a nice spot, of course, with the full gear, because you will have more other stats too. And your crit will be, I don't know, 23,000, let's say. I even have potion, so I have way too little crit. It's fine, I'm just unlucky on loot. So something like that for the stats is mastery can be 0, but new set piece, whatever. Alright, once again, haste most important. What am I saying? Critical most important. Second is versatility, then haste. Last one is mastery. Alright, now let's have a look at talents. That's not the talents. These are talents. If you want exactly these talents, the link will be in the description. A little bit changes we can do. So quite important if you don't have shield, because you need to have shield for this to work. You cannot buff yourself if you don't have shield. So if you don't have shield, you have staff or some different offhand, use the other talent. It's worse, but you can use it without a shield. So yeah, just use the other one, it's fine. You will live. Others will live too. From the left side, you can make some changes. You can get Gas of Winds if you want. You don't need Curse Dispel if you don't need Curse Dispel. You can live without Healing Surge on yourself, and Poison Totem, it's good choice for that affix you need to dispel. Then you can get some Purge. It's some nice places in dungeons. If you don't use Elemental, just give it away. So we can play a little with those talents. Nothing that much important though over there. This is quite nice too for a little extra defense if enemies are casting exactly same abilities. And from the right tree, if you are not going hierarchies, if you're not going more than 11, you don't need this. Before it was much stronger, then they changed it, it was just 1 point talent, and now it's 2 point talent with half of power. So you need 1 point for 5% increase health after your heals. It's not worth it if you're not going to push, because people won't be dying on insta kills. You just need to heal a little, everybody will be full and happy. So this one, if you're not pushing, just choose something else and your life will be easier. You don't need it. This is literally prevention from people getting insta kill or some huge burst of damage. It's not happening on lower keys. You don't need it. You can put these 2 talents for some better use. So I usually do it over here. It's not great, but sure. Or Sprouting Spirits, that's also a great choice. I usually don't even need to use cooldowns on past them, so I just have it here. And then you click, for example, Ancestral Awakening. It's quite good talent, but you can use it anywhere, like more Riptides, longer Riptides, more heals from that. So this is just up to you. I like it over here, because I still use old set piece as I'm unlucky on loot, so I'm using single target Healing Surge. I'm using it way more than other people that have new set. Bring on gameplay rotation, priorities, whatever you want to call it. So first, not first priority. Before we do anything else, keep your buffs up. So we go to the dungeon, you'll put Sky Fury, that mastery buff on everyone. Then you will buff your weapon with Air Living, so you don't use the rune, you will save some money. We are using Air Living, and it's incompatible with the rune, so we cannot have a rune and this one at the same time. And then you buff your shield. Don't forget about that. That's 2 buffs on you. Then make sure you have Water Shield. And then we have Air Shield. And this is quite new. That in this season, our Air Shield have unlimited duration. Or unlimited charge. Duration is still the same. Well, actually it was 10 minutes. It's 60 minutes. So I'm lying. Damn it. So it's for 60 minutes. And it doesn't have any duration, and it's 115% more effective. That's great, because you will just apply on yourself and Ajali tank on start of the dungeon, and you are just good. Because one can be only on you, so that's why you're putting it on yourself. And the second one can be anyone, and tank is usually getting most damage, so you just put it on him, and it's just nice passive healing. You just click before the dungeon. And if I'm not mistaken, they stay after that too, so it's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I love it. Before it was disappearing, right? I even forgot. It doesn't matter. I think now it stays. So this is great passive heal. Your air shields are also increasing your healing on the target by 20%. So in a case somebody really needs some more single target healing and you have time to apply shield on him before you heal him more, you can do that. So I don't know, for example, you are just boosting some low friend that have almost no health. Just put it on him, of course, but usually on tank. Because you need to heal tank, so that 20% will help for them too, but there is specific situation if somebody else is dying, alright, you can put it there, if it's worth your time, because it costs your mana, and it costs your global cooldown. And as we are not playing with 50 million thousand haste, the global cooldowns are quite nice for Rest of Shaman. Alrighty, first priority is our Surging Totem. So it's our replacement of Healing Rain. That's what our Totemic talents are doing. So yeah, it's Healing Ground and it's basically Healing Rain. So what is happening there is Healing Rain. It's just around the totem. That means you can move the totem and the Healing Rain will move too. That's quite important because that totem is for how long? Not showing, it's for 24 seconds. 24 seconds cooldown, so you can always have it up. So it's quite long, so if you needed to just everybody stand on the place for 24 seconds, it's not so good, but Totemic Projection will just move it. It's costing you 0 mana, so you're not losing anything. Only thing you are losing is global cooldown, but it's worth it, because you can already cast new one as the same. The cooldown is the same as duration of the totem. So this totem you want to have always applied. It's not healing that good, like Healing Rain, it's nothing massive, but what is important is your main source of damage, and you want to do some damage. It's 60% of your damage, so huge deal. Of course, it can be less percentage of your damage, but you need to have time. Shaman need to have time to do damage, but if you heal, you cannot do damage apart from the Healing Rain, so that's why it's quite important. It's doing so much. If I didn't need to heal all dungeon, I would have much more time to cast Lava Boost and to cast Chain Lightnings, stuff like that. But usually, you know, you need to heal. That's why you are there. You place that, you're doing decent damage, you are doing decent healing. And what is this totem also doing? Not only healing, but also everybody who is standing in it, increasing your additional heals by 15%, just from specific abilities, but the Chain Heal and Healing Surge is your main heals, so this will really help. Also targets with the Riptide have this buff, so usually we are focusing Riptide on the ranged, and on melee they are standing in our rain and getting this 15% healing increase from your specific abilities. But yeah, Killing Sword Chain Heal is top over there, so quite important abilities. Alright, what we are also getting from our Totemic is 3 buffs. Let's explain it here, then we'll just note it. So we have Water, Air, and Earth. Earth is a huge deal. This makes your Chain Heal applies Air Living on every single target. That's quite a huge deal because if you are playing with this talent, so if your allies have Air Living, they receive 15% increased healing from you, 15% for anything. So after this Chain Heal will pop from this buff, everybody is healing more. In the case this is better like sustain, so you can choose it. This is usually advice better for it because it's better for bursts. But sure, if you like more sustain, okay, go for the other talent. But this is the great thing because you will prog this living on everyone after you spawn the totem and cast Chain Heal. This I have nice Vigara for it. You can also see the balls, so we can see the brown one is the earth. I have nice Vigara for it. So I use it. You don't need to cast that Chain Heal. You can just use Totem, double cast the Chain Heal. Yeah, let's mention it here now. So Totem Rebound, that's the extra one, Link Totem. When you summon a Healing Totem, Healing Stream Totem, Travel Burst Totem, Mana Tide Totem, or Spirit Link Totem. Mana Tide Totem doesn't exist anymore, but sure, they didn't change how it say here. For Spirit Link Totem, you cast 3 instant Chain Heal at 100% effectiveness. So this buff can be also consumed with those other totems, and usually you are clicking those Living Stream, Healing Stream Totems as talent name. Oh, I'm doing so many mistakes. I don't care. Not recording it the second time. I can cut it. No. Everything stays. So you can consume it with your cast. Usually we don't want to cast because it's costing loads of mana, but we can, sure. And that will apply air living, that's healing on its own, but also it will increase your other heals by 15%. Then it's air, it's decreased cast time, it will be used on its own. And then we have water one, so if you use healing wave or healing surge in this case, it's usually better way than healing wave. You don't even play this, be spelling waves, stuff like that, so surge is the way. And it will heal another ally inside your healing range at 100% effectiveness, so it will be doubling his heal, kinda. So this is quite a huge dose of earth, and water is quite important. Air, it will just happen, you don't need to care about that, it's not important, but usually you want to use those two before next totem will come. That water is not as strong as it seems, because if you have increased healing, for example, Master of Elements, so increase the healing of the next healing surge by 30 or 60%, or you have Undulation, if you have under 50%, it's not copying on that second healing surge. So it's not like it will duplicate healing from a healing surge, it will just cast fresh one. And that fresh one won't have any buffs on this, so even if you are joist, so your next healing surge will be huge, the second one it will be just normal one. So just think about that. It's not as good as it could be. It's a little bit sad, but still great, and you usually want to use these two buffs before the totem will disappear. If you don't need to heal, don't use it, whatever, not important. Then after we place totem, for another 22 seconds we can use Damper. It's from town over here, and it's just AoE heal for everyone who is standing there, maximum 5 targets, so everyone in a dungeon, and it's also increasing everyone's health by 10% for 6 seconds. So a little bit compensation for that one. You don't need to care if you're not pushing. If you're pushing, this is quite a big deal, but you need to time it really well. Alright, that's it about this little shiny totem. Keep it always. After it disappears, just place new one. Single target, AoE target, whatever, always place it, and always place it on the enemies, because you usually want to be hitting tank, as he is constantly getting damage. Melees will be there too. You want enemies in it, because, you know, you want to do that damage. And ranged, if they're not standing in it, it's their problem, you don't care. If they die because they missed a little bit more healing, you can blame them, they didn't stand in it to them, but it's fine. It's not as huge as a efflorescence from Rest of the Root. That is way better AoE on the ground than this totem. Usually I stand there, melees, and tank, that's usually fine. Alright, second priority is our healing stream totem. There is not much to explain. It's healing, that's it. The Totemic is also healing second target. I'm not sure if I remember where is it. Here it is. It's also healing second ally at 50% effectiveness. So Totemic is improving it a lot. And place Totem and it's healing. That's it. That's it. Nothing more to explain. It's a good on mana, not long cooldown, and it's also cast a big chain heal after you place it down. So it's more or less our main heal unless we need to heal more, or some support heals. So that's why second priority, because it's so good. Alright, third priority, Riptide. A lot of things about Riptide, but let's try to be fast. So after you use Riptide, well, it's instant heal and some healing over time effect, similar to Regrowth from Rest of the Druid. Then everybody who got Riptide or is standing in rain is not stacking, so when they have Riptide and standing in your healing rain, it's still just 15, it's not 30%. So they have this deluge, so their healing or your healing to them is increased from specific abilities. Then after you use the Riptide, you're getting 2 waves. It's your tidal waves. It's down over here, so it's increasing your other abilities. This is showing a little bit bigger number because I still have old set piece, so let's just put it down so I'm not misleading you. So in reality, it's these numbers because that old set piece is increasing this by 80%. So it's quite a huge deal. So it's decreasing cast time of healing wave or chain heal by 20%, increasing critical effect of your next healing sword by 30%. Still a huge deal, even without old set piece. Of course, you want to play the new one. It's healing, good too. So not a problem, not an issue. And of course, item level. What I'm talking? Let's focus on the guide. So, you want to still cast this. If you are hard casting Chain Heal and hard casting Healing Surge, you still want to have this buff. So, you're getting 2 stacks. Before you just get one that was a little bit discutable, like some time ago. You're getting 2 stacks, just use them. Long time ago. Just use them. So if you are casting, you are spamming Healing Surges, Chain Heals, cast twice, then apply Riptide and get this little buff. It will worth your time. If you have some of these talents, Ancestral Awakening, it's fine. It have chance to heal additional target for extra percentage, more chance from critical. And then on initial use, so when you click it, not from healing over time effect, then you have 7% chance to activate your Ascendance for 6 seconds. What is your biggest healing cooldown? So this is quite great. And the reason why to click Riptide. So Riptide is like, it's fast, instant cheap heal. So we are clicking if you not need to heal just a little, or to enable to cast other abilities better. So I still have old set piece. I don't want to break it. I could have 2 pieces from new set, but I still really like the old one, and I really like to cast Healing Surges, so it's quite a huge critical chance with the old set piece. Well, that's also why before most people just play 2 talents here and nothing from Chain Heals, but as our single target heals are getting weaker, mostly mainly because we are losing that set piece, then people start playing the other talents over there. Alrighty, so let's move on. Next priority, and that's well, yeah, I put it together. So it's a Healing Surge or Chain Heal, and I guess you already feel about the different. Chain Heal is AoE, Healing Surge is single target, 2 targets, maybe 3 targets. It's really discutable. There's many mechanics around it. I tried to calculate it many times and with many changes, and it's still quite wild. Is it worth it or not? Or how many targets and stuff like that. Let's say the cut is like 3 targets, 3 and 4 targets still can be healed by single target and still can be healed by Chain Heal. You just need to get feel of it, I guess. It's hard to calculate healer's healing because, you know, we never have idle world that we can cast few abilities in a row, some rotation, and we will heal 100% from it. That's why I healed 2.2 billions and I overhealed 1.6 billions because that's how healers works. You will just overheal. So the reality will be a little different. So it's hard to calculate what is exactly cut. 3 targets will do single target, 3 targets, 4 targets do Chain Heal. So you need to get a little bit feel of it because again, that overheal things. But let's say 4 to 5 targets is good for Chain Heal. And if you have just 1 to 3 targets to heal, use Healing Surge. Of course, if it's AoE happening, even when it's not too many people injured, but AoE is happening, you will do Chain Heal because, you know, you are healing AoE if single target is happening. Or even 4 targets are injured, but you need to heal one fast because he will get an additional damage very soon and others are not in risk of getting the damage. Then heal a target with single target. So, you know, it's not exact split when to use which one, but okay. Let's say 4 to 5 Chain Heal, 1 to 3 Healing Surge. Even 1 to 4 Healing Surge if you have 2 distance or an old set piece. Let's talk about it more. Basically, you need to get a little bit feel of it. If it's worth it, this one or that one, because it's matter a lot of overhealing and what kind of type of damage you are getting and how fast you need to heal your targets. So there's other things about single and AoE. If you have buffs master elements and you have also undulatation up, then your single target is very strong, so it can be higher priority because that is 60% from this if you have 2 stacks and another 50 from this, and it's stacking with each other while multiplying each other, so it's amazing healing increase. So in that case, that single target is really good. Or if you have High Tide, let's make your next 2 Chain Heals. Chain Heal, each jump is decreasing healing, but if you have High Tide, each jump is not reducing, so this is increasing Chain Heal, overall heal massively. So if you have High Tide proc, every million mana is spent. If you have High Tide, it's a huge deal. because those are huge buffs for your chain heals, so you can use it even for less targets. So this is the little things that you need to adjust about single AoE, but both spells are fine. So if you like more one, sure. If you like more AoEs, sure. It's up to you, it's no big deal. And after you play a little, you will know which one is better where. Usually the chain heal is a little more mana heavy. And also, another reason why to choose which one is if you have some buffs from the totem. So if you have water one, you will heal 2 targets, a healing surge. If you have air one, you apply air living and increase that healing per round over here. So quite decent deal what to choose from, and both of them are fine. And I'm using more healing surges, as I said a million times. I have still all set piece. That is quite better for healing surge because cast time for chain heal, who cares? Little percentage there, but under 24, I think, percentage to crit chance to healing surge with the talent that it's healing, more chance to heal second target if it's critical. It's quite a huge deal. Also, criticals with Shaman is a huge deal because you are healing 7.5% more because you are Shaman. That's some old set piece, they put it to talents. So that's another reason why we are doing a lot of criticals, and another huge reason because you're getting mana back and we have issues with mana with Shaman. That's how it works for the last 2 years. It's fine, not the best, but it's fine. Alright, let's move on. Last priority. It's basically damage, but it's helping you healing, so let's talk about it a little. So usually when you start combat, you don't need to heal instantly because at least few seconds before damage starts. So you should apply some Flame Shock, and I got proc immediately, so you're getting this Lava Surge procs that is making instant and recharge your charge. You can use this instance. Either if you need to heal a lot, it's either just use this instant Lava Burst in some free time. If you have a little bit more time, you can even cast it, and you will get stack of Master of Elements. Master of Elements is increasing per stack of our next healing from Healing Surge by 30%, so up to 60%. And if you use Healing Surge, you will apply Flame Shock to nearby enemy. If you have 2 stacks, it will apply even 2 Flame Shocks. So now I lost my Flame Shock. I want to be in aggro, so game understands. I will heal myself now. Bam. See your Flame Shock. So after you use one, and then you cast some Lava Burst, you'll get insta proc that's costing you no time. Then you have increased healing, and that increased healing will also apply another Flame Shock, so it's like a little rotation of damage and healing. You don't need to bother much about this. This is something, if you need to really heal now, okay, skip it. But it's a nice addition because you will do some damage too. Also, it's a nice priority target, and it's increasing your healings a lot. And then it's spreading another Flame Shocks. I need to check my damage in the dungeon. Oh, let's check Midori. I was spouting less. Or more? Actually, more. That's some pull. I was thinking it's a little bit less, too little. So these Flame Shocks, I didn't cast it many times. Maybe I clicked Flame Shock like 20 times in the dungeon, but you can see this is way more than 20 clicks of Flame Shock, maybe 30, okay. So it will be just spreading, and it's quite a nice deal. So it's a little bit dense, not big importance, but if you do it in free time, it will greatly boost your damage and greatly boost your healing. Some single target spot healing, it's always nice to have in a storage. Alright, so cooldowns, Ancestral Guidance is long gone, well, long, just first season without it. We have Ancestral, Ascendance. Before it was like similar abilities, and we often use it together, mainly in raid. Now we have just Ascendance. So what is Ascendance doing? It's copying 70% of your healing, so you are healing 70% more. But this 70% is split to everyone, every ally. So it doesn't even count if somebody is low health or somebody is 100% of health. Everybody gets this heal. So in the dungeons, in raid is much better. In the dungeons is a lot of overheal if you check overhealing, what I did in the dungeon. The first one, Restorative Mists, that's the heal from the Ascendance, that's how it's called. So you can see it's a lot of overheal. But still, it's a great increase of your healing. And also when you click it, it will do some explosion. So yeah, quite simple. It will duplicating your heal about 70%, not exactly double. And it's healing everyone. So usually when you need to heal AoE on single target, this is not a big deal because you need to split 70% more healing and you need to split it to 5 targets. So it's just a little increase to a single target. So can be used and it will help you, but it's not great use. I think that's the best description. Then we have healing tide totem. You click it, we get chain heal, we know that as from other totems, and it's just healing. Before it was much weaker, now it's actually, you can feel healing, and you know, actually it's stronger in the dungeon than before, so it's actually usable. Years before, if we click it in dungeon, we had it, but we click it and now nothing happened, but now it's actually, you can feel the healing in the dungeon too. It's quite decent. So another totem, you click it, it will start healing, and chain heal from it. Spirit Link totem. So also depends if you have talent over here. If you have it here, it will also heal, and it's another 5% defensive without it. So we have some nice defense for the whole group. If the talent, it will also heal after 1 second. But think about it, it's not healing cooldown, it's saving somebody from dying cooldown, because on its own it's not healing. Apart from the talent, of course it will heal. But you will do this, and it will be share everybody's health, so you are on the same percentage. So if somebody is dying more, I usually, this is only way how to save that kind of tank that is close to be dead, because you don't know how to heal that kind of tank. Then you click some lay your hands with Paladin on him, but he click one ability before that and he will heal to full, so you never know when he's dying. But yeah, Spirit Link will keep that guys alive. So when somebody don't have defensive for some AoE damage, or well, in any case, if some big damage is happening, it's much easier for healers to heal AoE than to heal single target, because it's more effective on mana and more effective on your time. So even if somebody is getting huge, but it's a single target damage, but if it's huge, you'll put Link and everybody will have lower health and you will just heal it as AoE. So it's quite a nice deal, and it also is cast chain heal as usual. So anytime when it's big damage, this will help and also prevent somebody from dying. Or it's also fine if somebody is like on 1% of health and next damage is happening in half second. You can save in with this. And last one from cooldowns, worth to mention, Totemic Recall. It will reset cooldown of your totem. Last use totem that is no longer than 3 minutes cooldown. So nothing huge, it won't reset healing tide totem, won't reset Spirit Link totem, but it can reset healing stream totem. That's what usually you will use it for. It's nice to have resetted your healing totem that is healing quite a lot. The second one here. But you can also reset speed totem. It can help you. You can reset poison cleanser totem. It's fine for the affix. It's not usually worth it to reset surging totem. You still have it on the floor. You don't need to reset cooldown that it's active until the cooldown comes back. So you cannot have 2 of them. If you could have 2 of them, yeah, maybe that would be worth it, probably. But if you place new one with reset cooldown, the old one will disappear, so it's not worth it. So yeah, usually healing stream totem can be find some utility. You can reset better totem, not even your Storm Bulwark for defensive. Alright, Nature Swiftness, no big deal. Make your nature ability instant, costing no mana, so Healing Surge or Chain Heal, you can use it even for lightning because it's nature ability and make it instant. Better for heal, but sure, why not? Heals are usually even much more expensive for mana, that's why Chain Heal is quite expensive. So it's 126,000. To save 126,000 mana, it's really great. That will be everything from cooldowns, a little bit about damage, so on single target, keep totem down, keep flame shock up, lava boost if you have it, if you don't have it, already stacks lightning bolt. That's it. For AoE, you keep your rain down and you cast chain lightning. That's best for damage, but if you need to heal a little or you have priority target, it's good to also apply flame shock at least on one target to get an instant cast, and just casting to lava burst, you will get a little help to your healing. And if you have priority target, but it's usually in a dungeon, one big guy and then a lot of small ones, then it's quite nice priority damage and you will get your buffs for healing. That buffs will also spread flame shock on other targets. But pure for damage AoE is just totem down and cast chain lightnings. So this is a little from healing too, but it's it's not so bad. But Once again, pure for damage, just chain lightnings with the totem. Alright, that will be everything from me. In the case you don't understand anything, you have some questions, leave me a comment, I will try to answer as soon as possible. If you want exactly the same guide in a text, everything is on my Discord. In fact, I'm writing text guides first, and then I'm recording videos by it, so it's exactly what I said here. It's there on my Discord, link is in the description. I have also some big Vigavaras, these specs what I'm using here, and some Buddha profiles what I'm using. So you can get it there. And anyway, thank you for watching, think a lot of liking and subscribing, it's helping me a lot, and goodbye!